Be seated, please.
Distinguished guests, university colleagues, industry partners, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, those of you who are graduating today. I welcome you all. In particular, I would like to extend a warm welcome to Mr. Dylan Ong, Northern Campus President. As a reflection of this institution's recognition of the deep history and culture of this island, the University of Tasmania wishes to acknowledge Palawa people, the traditional owners and custodians of the land upon which we meet, and pay respects to elders past, present and emerging. Now, I'm delighted to be here today with you to participate in this ceremony. For you, the graduands and diplomats, graduation is an important rite of passage and a fitting outcome to the commitment you have made in gaining higher education qualifications. You can justly feel proud of yourselves. You have been encouraged to develop the knowledge and professional skills to help you to make a major contribution to your chosen field and to society. You've had the privilege of studying at a distinctive university that commands great respect nationally and internationally, a place where inquiry, ideas and innovation flourish. A university that is uniquely Tasmanian and deeply connected to its community and to the island. Today, you join a body of graduates and diplomats who have taken their learning and skills into the community and have applied it to the benefit of humankind, whether it be in Tasmania or elsewhere in the world. In joining them, you bring honour to yourselves and to this university, your alma mater. Now, I want to say something about the actual ceremony in which you are participating today, because most people who come for the first time are not sure what's going on while the people are dressed in funny clothes, why there's a procession coming in, and what's the ritual that takes place on the stage. Well, there are 5 elements to this ceremony, and I thought you should know so you understand what's happening as it goes on, rather than reading in your program later when you get home. So there are 5 elements. The first is your family and friends and members of the community, the academic staff, the academic senate, you the graduands and me the Chancellor. Your families and friends and members of the community are here not only to witness what you're receiving your degree or your award, they're also here as a long tradition of a witness to the conferral of your awards. Remember that universities have been around for over 1,000 years, and when they first started, written records were scarce because they all had to be written out longhand. The printing press was invented about halfway through the period when there's been universities. So it was important in those times that someone was around to vouch for your qualifications. And so having witnesses at the graduation ceremony guaranteed there would be always someone who could vouch that you'd been admitted to your degree. Secondly, you've seen the members of the college and staff from the university process into the room, led by the usher of the black rod and followed by the mace bearer. Now, the black rod and mace bearer are ancient symbols, but had a practical purpose, particularly the mace bearer, because the other place where the mace is used is in Parliament, and the mace bearer was there to protect the speaker. A couple of speakers of Parliaments lost their heads in early times, and Chancellors got into trouble too, because always the acquisition and achievement of knowledge has been disputed. And we're going through one period now where it's really hot in dispute. And so sometimes the Chancellor had to be protected. Fortunately, the mace hasn't had to be used since I've been Chancellor. But they are symbols of authority and are a reminder that universities are custodians both of the enduring traditions of learning and of the power that they bestow upon those who come to learn. The procession itself dates back to the earliest traditions of universities, where graduating students and professors would walk through the town, and we did that this morning. The Chancellor's role is also an essential feature of this ancient ceremony. The Chancellor originally was the representative of the Church, and that was broken by Henry VIII in England when he broke from Rome, and he took over, the state took over all the rights that were previously controlled by the Church, because the Church during that period controlled education. So since then, the Chancellor's been a representative of the state, and he or she wears robes similar to the Lord Chancellor of England. Most of you who are graduating wear the gown, and it is said that the gown was kept after the Reformation because in cold, chilly English winters, people appreciated that when they were studying, the woolen cloaks kept them warm. As Chancellor, I will admit you to your degrees or award you your diplomas on behalf of the University of Tasmania. This is the actual moment of your graduation. Before that, though, the Chair of the Academic Senate, on behalf of the academic staff, will acknowledge that you, the graduands, are qualified to be admitted to your degrees or awarded your diplomas. The Academic Senate is the present-day equivalent of the ancient guilds, who insisted that there was a separation between those who decided what was studied and the standards that had to be met for people to qualify for a degree, and that this was separate from the state. Now, this is an important distinction, and we still have an Academic Senate. The Chair of the Academic Senate will verify to me that all of you have studied the courses that are described in your testimony, and also that you have reached a certain standard that qualifies you to be awarded your degree. When we're finished, the ceremony will conclude, and the graduands who have become graduates will follow the academic procession out because they've joined the club, right? So that's the ceremony. So I hope you understand now what's going on. So as you celebrate your graduation today, you join a global family of 120,000 graduates that have taken this Tasmanian experience to all continents around the world and across more than 120 countries. I trust that all of you are members of our extended family, and as continuing members of the university will maintain a strong interest in the university. It is now your turn to shine, to take the talent, skills and expertise that you have honed through your studies at the university to see Tasmania realise its potential to become a special place on the planet, a place that people look to as a model for how to create a truly sustainable, equitable and prosperous society. It is to you to whom we now look to lead, to imagine and to shape our future. Remember your times at the university's campuses with fondness and cherish the connections that you've made and the relationships you've built. I hope you'll never lose the thirst for knowledge that is the true outcome of higher education, and will continue to use the skills of analysis and inquiry that you've learned in the course of your studies to seek balance and clarity in the issues and problems you will face. These attributes are in many ways more important than the content of the courses you've undertaken. Now, I read this morning, just this morning, because I was interested on how many careers and jobs people have. And I learnt from a Sydney Morning Herald article that people who are now 15 will probably have, on average, have 14 jobs and they will have 5 careers. So the skills that you have developed may not be as relevant, but the skills, the knowledge that you have developed, but the skills you've gained and how you go about learning and about how you broaden your understanding will be valuable all your life, and you'll apply them in different areas. And rational, well-researched thinking, I believe, is much in need today, as it ever has been, because of the disputes about what's real that's going on at the moment. So don't forget that your study, while you're receiving a degree or a diploma, is just the beginning of your journey of learning, because that will be continuous as the world unfolds into the future. But today is your day, so let me offer you congratulations, and I hope that you'll embrace the next stage of your life journey committed to creating a better future. Enjoy the day with your family and friends, the people who have supported you. Now, we have an occasional address at this stage in the program, and it's my pleasure to invite Mr. Michael Van Balen, AO, to present the occasional address. Michael graduated from the Royal Australian Naval College in 1982. Early career highlights included posting as the ASW Tactical Training Officer, Fleet ASW Training Centre Pacific, San Diego in 1992 and in 2003, Commanding Officer, HMAS Sydney, where he deployed to the Persian Gulf for the war in Iraq, subsequently being awarded a commendation for distinguished service in the 2005 Australia Honours List. Staff appointments included Staff Officer to the Chief of the Navy in 1998, Training Authority Maritime Warfare 2006, Chief of Navy Systems Command in 2008, and Chief of Staff Fleet Headquarters and Commodore Support in 2010. Academically, Michael graduated from the University of New South Wales with a Master of Management Studies in 2003 and the United States Naval War College, Newport, Rhode Island in 2005. In 2011, Michael was appointed as the Chief of Defence Force Liaison Officer to United States Central Command, Tampa, Florida, USA, and Director, Coalition Coordination Centre. Awarded the United States Legion of Merit Officer, Michael returned to Australia in 2013, assuming duties as Deputy Chief of the Navy. He was appointed an Officer of the Order of Australia in the 2015 Australian Day Honours List, retiring from active service in 2016. Michael was appointed Principal, Australian Maritime College in 2019. I invite Michael to present the occasional address.
Chancellor, distinguished guests, graduates, diplomats, ladies and gentlemen. I thought I'd start by clarifying some of the terminology the Chancellor used in my introduction. Specifically, what does ASW mean? ASW stands for Anti-Submarine Warfare, and it means pretty much what it says, countering the submarine threat. In a subspecialisation of the Principal Warfare Officer, or PWO, as it is known in Navy vernacular, it is the person who fights the ship. To the purist, an ASW officer is a thinking person who requires the fusion of knowledge of geography, oceanography, acoustics, sensor capabilities and employment, and submarine tactics, capabilities and limitations. The knowledge I gained as a PWO ASW specialist held me in good stead throughout my career and gave me many opportunities, including command of one of Her Majesty's Australian ships and eventually a leadership role over nearly 13,000 men and women as the Deputy Chief of Navy. Knowledge on its own is not, however, the sole factor for ensuring success. Success depends on many variables, but those relating to the manner in which we conduct ourselves play the most important role, specifically our behaviour and performance. Plato said that human behaviour flows from three main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge. The knowledge you have gained during your studies has enabled you to graduate. Your desire to learn and the passion or emotion you have harnessed have driven your success. As you prepare to set out on the next phase of your lives, armed with the knowledge you have gained, you are also positioning yourselves to be the leaders of tomorrow. Leaders within your peer groups, leaders of education and research, of work and social groups, of companies, of industry and government. How successful you are as a leader will depend on the combination of those factors Plato mentioned: your knowledge, desire, and emotion. Nelson Mandela said that knowledge is the most powerful weapon with which to change the world. Desire provides you the will to win, the need to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential, and is the key that will unlock the door to personal excellence. And emotion gives you the ability to understand and connect with those with whom you will lead. Colin Powell, a former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, said this of leadership: "Leadership is solving problems. The day soldiers stop bringing you their problems is the day you have stopped leading them. They have either lost confidence that you can help or concluded that you don't care. Either case is a failure of leadership." Armed with your knowledge, driven by your desire, informed by your emotion, you should behave in a manner that seeks to solve your world's problems, driving solutions to meet the requirements for change with a level of emotional intelligence that ensures you bring those whom you lead along in the journey. Never stop leading. In seeking to continually learn, maintaining the desire to succeed, and emotionally connecting, as a leader, you become a dealer in hope. Hope of a better future and a better outcome. And so, as you graduate today, I challenge you to ask yourselves, what will you do to provide leadership and hope, to create, to invent, to discover, and to contribute to this world? Thank you to the family and friends who have travelled from far and wide to attend today's ceremony. I know of at least one who have come all the way from South Africa. Your support has been critical in the graduate and diplomats' achievement. And to the graduating class, please accept my heartiest congratulations. I wish you all the best for the future and look forward to hearing of your exploits.
Thank you, Michael. Michael, I suppose it's not surprising that he's focused on leadership. The most important thing, I think, for all of us to realise is that authority, that is the position you gain, is an opportunity for leadership. It's a vessel for leadership. Whether you use it to lead or not is up to you. And so that is the challenge. Most of us aspire to be leaders, and I think Michael I think that was his main point, that now you've got the qualification, you've got the knowledge, it's translating that into leadership. And for that message and for the way he presented it, I wish you all to join with me again and thanking him very much for his occasional address. Shortly I'll be conferring degrees and awarding diplomas, but before we do that, we are to hear the Bach Concerto for 2 violins in D minor, performed by Conservatorium of Music student Mr. Stuart Robertson and alumna Miss Nicole Wood. Thank you so much for that rendition. I'm sure music takes us to another place, and I'm sure that's what happened to take people away from the ordinary today when they've got other things on their mind, their graduation, but music can take you to another place, and you did today. Thank you very much. I now call upon the Chair of Academic Senate, Professor Natalie Brown, to present candidates for degrees and diplomas from the College of Science, Engineering, Australian Maritime College and Graduate Research.
I call upon candidates from the College of Sciences and Engineering, the Australian Maritime College and Graduate Research to stand. Chancellor, I commend to you the candidates whose names are listed in the conferral list before you for admission to the degrees and for the award of the diplomas shown. They have completed all requirements for their award to the satisfaction of Academic Senate.
By virtue of the authority vested in my office, I admit you and the candidates in absentia as listed in the conferral list before me to the degrees and award the diplomas for which you and they have qualified.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join with me in congratulating the new graduates and diplomates. Graduates and diplomates, please be seated. Chancellor, the graduates and diplomates will now be presented to you.
I now call upon Mr Michael Van Balen, representing the Executive Dean of the College of Sciences and Engineering, to present graduates and diplomats in that college.
Chancellor, I present to you the graduate whom you have admitted to the Associate Degree in Engineering Maritime, Vanessa Kachiganda. Chancellor, I present to you the graduate whom you have admitted to the Associate Degree in Engineering Mechanical, Jonathan Andrew Rochester. Chancellor, I present to you those whom graduates you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Science, Marine Environment, Carlos Joaquim Alves Almeida. Sophie Rose Bainton. Andy William Hilliard. Eliza Kimlin. Jessica Lois McMillan. Vera Marley Michaels. Varun Nadesh. Noah Kent Pearson. India Rose Strutzel. Jed Robert Sutherland. Frisia Svensgaard. Amber Alice Jennifer Tiller. Chancellor, I present to you the graduate whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Marine and Antarctic Science with honours, Elijah Joseph Atherton. Chancellor, I present to you the graduate whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Marine and Antarctic Science with first class honours, Adrilia Teo Yu Zi. Chancellor, I present to you the graduate whom you have admitted to the degree of Master of Marine and Antarctic Science, Yadwinder Kaur. Chancellor, I present to you those diplomats to whom you have awarded the Advanced Diploma of Marine Engineering, Hamad Yassin Mohammed H. Al-Shahi, Marwan Ibrahim Murad Al-Balushi, Chancellor, I present to you the graduate whom you have admitted to the Associate Degree in Maritime and Logistics Management, Sheku Conte. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Science, Marine Electrical Engineering, Omer Saeed Al-Sayed Ibrahim Al-Hashami, Abdullah Hamad Khair Allah Gulum Al-Mazmi, Muhammad Jassim Muhammad Dalak Al-Shihi, Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Science, Marine Engineering, Khaled Nasir Hamed Hassan Al-Hafiti, Muhammad Hamed Suleiman Saeed Al-Shukri, my apologies. Alan Bruce Baird, Damien Stephen Bergen, Benjamin Peter Crosby, Samuel Kuskos, Rowan Graham Lucky, Jesse Michael Maybury, William Francis Pitstock, Prathapa Sayakaraj Danish Chamara, Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Science, Maritime Technology Management, Zareen Amanda Shah Binti Azlan Shah, Jonathan Athol Wright. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Science, Nautical Science, MD Tanveer Hamed. Muhammad Jalal Akbar Juma Al-Balushi. Saif Muhammad Zain Ali Al-Hashmi. Faizan Shakil Khan. Ho Cheong Terry Lau. Martin Chun Kit Lee. Shaker Quadri. Siddharth Raikand. Timaki Nadavo Tamani. Hoi Tat Wong. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Business, Maritime and Logistics Management. Anthony James Beckett. Matthew Mark Bodie. Patrick Robin Orr Burns. Min Hong Chai. Lee Hong Chu. Wen Hong Chu. Jack Corvat. Catherine Jai Jun Chung. Sharui Feng. Sava Vinaswara Gannasan. Li Wen Lu. Brandon Liao. Ronan Liu. Matthew Shane Pitt. Puna Nasvari Raghu. Jiaming Xiao. Andrew Lawson Smith. Leonardo Hock Ming Yao. Xu Kang Yap. Xiang Zhang. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Engineering, Marine and Offshore Engineering with honours, Liam James Appleyard. Jin Ji Oh. Harry John Burkett. Jia Jing Choi. Riley Mark Durant. Rui Feng. Wai Lung Fung. Zhao Gu. Benjamin Robert Lister. Jesse Mark Lumsden. Nurul Izzati Osman. Bert Thomas Paxton. Dane Perot. Benjamin Rex Cant. Jing Xian Lim. Jiawei Tan. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Engineering, Marine and Offshore Engineering with first class honours. Yong Liang Eric Ong. Kia Fung Voon. Chancellor, I present to you the graduate whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Engineering, Marine Offshore Engineering, Cooperative Education with first class honours. Johannes Jacobus Voslu. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Engineering, Naval Architecture with honours. Dylan Anthony Barnett. Christopher Buchanan. Robert Joseph Buchanan. Louise Chan. Dane Coleman. Juin Ming Fung. Maggie Rose Hazel Edith Gilligan. Corin Jack Hyland. Blake Johnson. Roseanne Troy Canty Paul. Glenn Stephen Malley. Luong Tuong An Nguyen. Alicia Riley. Neil Rothwell. Susan Sigalis. Nicholas Jun Yu To. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Engineering, Naval Architecture with first class honours. Michael David Dunn. Xavier Ling Wee. Chancellor, I present to you Julia Lauren Blackman, whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Engineering, Naval Architecture with first class honours. Ms Blackman has been awarded the University Medal, the highest academic award made to an undergraduate student. I ask you, sir, to present the University Medal to Julia Lauren Blackman. Chancellor, I present to you the graduate whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Engineering, Naval Architecture, Cooperative Education with first class honours. Thomas Alexander McLean. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Engineering, Ocean Engineering with honours. Blake Nicholas Burgess. Jaiwei Marcus Chong. Samuel Paul Cowling. Yang Feng. River T. James Graw. Lavashini Gunasgar. Teho Ha. Jethro Robert Hurley. Holly Marie Wooding. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Engineering, Ocean Engineering with first class honours. Harvin Ram Chitti Babu. Lemuel Jian Lip Chin. Hayden Daniel Kronowski. Chancellor, I present to you the graduate whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Engineering, Ocean Engineering, Cooperative Education. Thomas Ken Fallon. Chancellor, I present to you the graduate whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Engineering, Ocean Engineering, Cooperative Education with honours. Surendra Narayan Velamuri. Chancellor, I present to you the graduate whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Engineering, Ocean Engineering, Cooperative Education with first class honours. Charlie John Campbell Ray. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Global Logistics and Maritime Management. Clarice So Xian. Mohammed Abdullah bin Sugianto. Erica Thiang Hugh Chi. Angus Lachlan Trenent. Chancellor, I present to you those diplomats to whom you have awarded the Graduate Certificate in Maritime and Logistics Management. Navdeep Singh Gill. Chancellor, I present to you the graduate whom you have admitted to the degree of Master of Applied Science, Marine Environment with honours, Savaneth Perla. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Master of Business Administration, Maritime and Logistics Management, Kelvin Peter Brown. Chi Tien Gui. Augustia Nortiol. Stuart Lachlan Wilkinson. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Master of Business Administration, Shipping and Maritime Management, Zi Wang. Rui Zhao. Shoujian Ma. Samuel Tobias Nielsen. Oluwatosin Temet Omalani. Daya Shokri R. Saidi. Wei Zhen Song. Prashant Thakalapalli. Hoi Liang Zhang. Chancellor, I present to you the graduate whom you have admitted to the degree of Master of Logistics Management, Abdullah Salim K. Al-Nazi. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates from the College of Science and Engineering and the Australian Maritime College.
I now call upon Professor Dominic Geraghty, representing the Dean of Graduate Research, to present those graduates who qualified for research high degrees in graduate research.
Chancellor, along with teaching, research is one of the major activities of the University of Tasmania. The university is ranked among the top research-intensive universities within Australia, and the strength and diversity of our research is reflected in our consistent world-class performance across a breadth of disciplines. Our higher degree candidate research students make a significant contribution to our research activities through the generation of new knowledge, through analysis, innovation and insight, using state-of-the-art research facilities and a truly multidisciplinary approach. Through the application of that knowledge, Our research students contribute to the solution of real-world problems and to the improvement of our communities and citizens' well-being. Chancellor, it gives me great pleasure to present the Research Higher Degree candidates to you. Chancellor, I present to you the graduate to whom you have admitted to the degree of Master of Philosophy AMC, Douglas Andrew Potts. Chancellor, you have admitted Monaf Dea Abdul Rada Al-Falahi to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Al-Falahi investigated optimisation strategies for the operation of power systems for electric ferries to achieve low fuel consumption and lower emissions. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Monaf Dea Abdul Rada Al-Falahi. Chancellor, I present to you Nazanin Ansari Fard. Dr. Ansari Fard researched the production of clean energy from ocean waves and designed turbines to be used in wave energy converters. Chancellor, Dr. Nazanin Ansari Fard. Chancellor, I present to you Curtis John Armstrong. Dr. Armstrong developed a probabilistic response-based design method for flexible risers for the offshore oil and gas industry. Chancellor, Dr. Curtis John Armstrong. Chancellor, I present to you Jimena Baligarza. Dr. Baligarza evaluated the differences between lethal and non-lethal sampling techniques used for the identification of two main parasites affecting southern bluefin tuna. Chancellor, Dr. Jimena Baligarza. Chancellor, I present to you James Matthew Bramich. Dr. Bramich investigated satellite remote sensing of chlorophyll in coastal and inland waters using several satellite platforms and a mobile phone app. Chancellor, Dr. James Matthew Bramich. Chancellor, I present to you Jane Elizabeth Cullum. Dr. Cullum identified the best possible maintenance practice for marine vessels by quantifying risk and applying risk-based decision-making techniques. Chancellor, Dr. Jane Elizabeth Cullum. Chancellor, I present to you Arnaud Dubois. Dr. Dubois investigated a novel propeller for unmanned submersibles and successfully formulated solutions to increase the effectiveness and efficiency of the propeller. Chancellor, Dr. Arnaud Dubois. Chancellor, I present to you Kateba Saba Nima El Badari. Dr. El Badari investigated how batteries could be used as a solution to electric power problems using an artificial intelligence-based methodology. Chancellor, Dr. Kateba Saba Nima El Badari. Chancellor, I present to you Sadra Kayanajakan Tejanaki. Dr. Sadra investigated mathematical models for ship stability to increase the accuracy of ship motion simulations while decreasing the simulation's cost and time. Chancellor, Dr. Sadra Kayanajad Tejanaki. Chancellor, I present to you Teresa Faye Magogo. Dr. Magogo pioneered a framework to evaluate the service life of high-performance naval ship structures, which combines real-world data, improved tool selection and novel assessment techniques. Chancellor, Dr. Teresa Faye Magogo. Chancellor, I present to you Armand Jumesi Muafo. Dr. Muafo discovered that constructing regional advantage framework must be reconceptualised before being applied as a tool for influencing the innovation process of firms in regions. Chancellor, Dr. Armand Jumesi Muafo. Chancellor, I present to you Sonia Sadegian Esfahani. Dr. Sadegian Esfahani investigated the effects of environmental activities on the sustainable performance of logistics companies to directly and/or indirectly provide advantages. Chancellor, Dr. Sonia Sadegian Esfahani. Chancellor, I present to you Tran Tai Mong Trin. Dr. Tran observed water bugs from Tasmanian rivers at areas with and without fish farms. She discovered aquatic worms that can indicate levels of pollution instead of examining the whole community. Chancellor, Dr. Tran Tai Mong Trin. Chancellor, I present to you Brian John Winship. Dr. Winship proved the viability of using reflections to simulate the complicated dynamics of a wage energy converter form. He developed and assessed world-leading experimental techniques for the measurement of water waves. Chancellor, Dr. Brian John Winship. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates from graduate research.
It is now my pleasure to introduce to you Miss Holly Wooding, who graduated this afternoon with a Bachelor of Engineering, Ocean Engineering with honours. Holly will now give the valedictory address on behalf of the cohort of students graduating today.
Chancellor, distinguished guests, members of the university, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honour to stand before you today to deliver the valedictorian address. When asked to reflect on my experience moving across the country to study at the Australian Maritime College at the University of Tasmania, I realised how much I've changed and grown, how much we've all grown. I, like many of my fellow graduates, moved here from another state. I thought it was independent, mature adult. Moving here, I discovered just how wrong I was. I've learnt so much from those around me and my experiences, and today I would like to take the time to share 5 of the lessons I've learned. The first lesson is a crash course in maritime engineering, specifically naval architecture. Everything has funny names. The front is called the bow, the rear the aft, the right is a starboard, and the left is the port, because there's no port left in the morning. The engine sits in the stern, and above all else, the front should never fall off. The second lesson I learnt living out of home for the first time. Most of my fellow graduates are from another state or a different country, so I know they would share this lesson with me. You must prioritise. Everything in an engineer's life comes to be quantified and qualified. Decision-making is hard, and there are so many expensive forms of Tasmanian cheese and wine to sample. The third lesson is about family and friends. When I accepted my offer to study at the Australian Maritime College at 17 years of age, it's fair to say my parents were reluctant to let me move across the country by myself. But they didn't stop me. My parents and my grandparents, who are here today, have supported me in so many ways, and without them, I wouldn't be who I am and where I am today. I'm so lucky to have people like this in my life. As well as a fantastic family, I was lucky enough to make amazing friends since moving to Tasmania. In my first year, I made many friends in my course. In particular, 5 girls who were also doing my course. These girls have been my support network, and I've learnt to rely on them and support them as they support me. Despite challenges and changes in our lives, we've stuck together, and I had the privilege of graduating beside 3 of them today. They are some of the smartest, strongest, and most determined women I've ever had the privilege to meet. and I'm sure they will succeed in whatever they pursue in the future. The fourth lesson I learned from my dad, which can be applied to many tasks, the 5 Ps. Proper planning prevents poor performance. And most importantly, check the oil in your car. And finally, take every opportunity. By challenging myself and getting involved in everything I could, not only led to some pretty amazing adventures, it meant I could meet a range of people with all different experiences. I was the president of the AMCSA for the busiest 2 years of my degree, running one of the only student-run bars in the country and representing students in all matters that were important to them. I also competed in a hydro contest in France with 9 of my classmates, meeting engineers of the future from all across the globe. It wasn't easy, but with perseverance and a lot less sleep, I was able to fit a lot into my 4 years here. But when I think about it, it all comes down to luck. We are lucky to even be born, let alone into a family which supports us in our education. And even if you weren't lucky enough to be born into a family like that, you are lucky to have that part in you that works hard and has set you on this path. We're all lucky to have enrolled in the degree we did, to have moved to Tasmania at the same time, to meet and to work together and learn from each other to get to where we are today. We're all so lucky to have such amazing and dedicated lecturers and tutors and have facilities available to us which no other universities in Australia have. We're all so very lucky, and I'm sure we'll continue to learn and grow in the future with hard work and perseverance. And hopefully one day we'll be lucky enough to meet again. Until that day, I wish each and every one of you all the best. Remember the lessons you learnt here and from your time at AMC. Look after yourselves and others and be kind. Never stop learning, and please don't let the front fall off your boats.
Thank you, Holly. I'm sure that speech had resonance with everyone graduating today, because I think this group of graduates is the most diverse of any that I give award degrees to. And being immersed in that must be a great life experience for everyone involved. And you picked up on that in your speech, and you expanded it with wisdoms from your father and others on the way through. So, on behalf of us all, I'd like to thank you for your very insightful valedictory address. That just about concludes the ceremony. I want to take the time to encourage those of you who have graduated today to acknowledge the contribution of friends and family who've worried about you and nudged you at times probably, and have supported you on your path to graduation today. Many of them may not be here, but they've been in your thoughts, I'm sure, today, because they helped you on your path through to this significant event in your life. I now invite the graduates to stand and turn and express your gratitude to them by a round of applause. Thank you. Please be seated. I would also like to acknowledge the contribution that your lecturers, supervisors, tutors and the professional staff of the university have made in ensuring your presence at this ceremony. I would ask you all to take this opportunity to show them your appreciation by a round of applause. Graduates, as you leave the ceremony, remember that you're not leaving the university. As alumni of the university, you have joined the UTAS University community. I urge you to keep in touch. The alumni page in your copy of the graduation program is a guide to what we have to share with you. Mr. Van Balen and I now invite you, your family and guests to refreshments at the Academy of the Arts building on the Inverest campus. I ask you all to stand while the procession retires and invite you to follow us. Thank you very much.